We are a third of the way through the Booker long list, so let's talk about Western Lane with Mercy. Hello, book friends, and welcome back to the channel. Hello, if you are new. This is my dog, Mercy. She wanted to be in this one. So, hello. I am making my way through the Booker 2023 long list and giving you guys quick summations of my thoughts on them. And I finished the shortest of the books on this list this year, and that is Western Lane by Chetna Maroo. And this is another debut novel from the list. There were, I believe, 4 on the list this year. I'll correct myself if I was wrong, but I think there were 4. Essentially, this is a book about grief and coming of age after losing your mother, living in kind of the shadow of life with your mother, also being an immigrant, and squash. It's a lot about squash. And I don't know if I just got a little too wrapped up in the racquetball, squash ballness of it all, and that distracted me from the other things, or if really the squash narratives were overshadowing the other discussions in the book. This is another kind of like upper mid book. It's like mid, but like upper mid, because I did like it was engaging, it was quick. There was a lot being kind of said in the novel about losing your mom and having that kind of ghost of your mom be around, of the difficult connections you can have with your other parent and your siblings as you're grieving, especially when you lose someone while you're still really young and developing your sense of self. There is this idea of connection through a shared activity. Her father and uncle really loved squash, and she is very, very good at it. And she cultivates that, and they have a connection through that, but they don't really have a connection in other ways. Every time you feel like her dad is going to kind of like give, he kind of just goes to squash. You have a lot of things with like, how do you be sort of a proper person within the confines of your culture when you're living outside of your culture in another country? There's a lot of things being discussed in this novel, but I do feel like a lot of it gets lost in like squash and playing squash and like the history of different people playing squash. But I guess there's also life lessons in there about, I don't know, like dedication and working hard and stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, I was kind of like, I have a note on my Kindle that I was thinking like, would this book have read very differently if I actually understood the game of squash? Would I be able to read this more deeply? There's a lot of discussion of different past squash players and their like contributions, and I just wonder if there's a layer of meaning that I'm missing as somebody who doesn't understand this. But I did enjoy watching our main character Gopi kind of grow up a bit and try to discover herself. I liked when she met Jed and they would play squash together, and her sort of very quiet, obsessive crushing on him. There's a scene right before she leaves town. That's what I'm going to say to not ruin things. And he and Gopi play this game together, and it's like they're purposely playing it very slow so they don't have to leave each other, and I thought that was really lovely. So there's a lot of like really quiet, lovely moments in this, and I did enjoy that, which is why I think it's like mid upper. It's like upper mid, mid upper, upper mid. I'm kind of glad it was included, only because I never would have seen this probably otherwise. So thank you to the Booker judges for drawing my attention to it. I think it's better with time. I think and space away from it. I read this a couple days ago, and I feel like with a couple days, I think when I put it down, I was like, why did I read a book about squash? And then over time, the quiet parts of this book have kind of come out and settled into my mind, and I can see a lot of the other things that were being discussed here. I do like when a book does that. I like when a book can kind of quietly linger and get a little better. Kind of like, breathing, letting a glass of wine breathe. It's just the notes get fuller, and it's just a little bit better with a little bit of time and airing and space. But yeah, I don't know if this would be shortlisted. It could be. I feel like this could have small things like these kind of vibes to it, where people just really like a quiet, quick, contained story like this. And maybe I would put this in my maybe category of shortlisted. Definitely an interesting book and a quick book and worth a read. I don't think you'll be disappointed reading it, but reading it in the context of Booker, I I don't know if it's like a standout, but it is a very quiet book, so maybe it's never going to stand out like Old God's Time did for me, or maybe like other books from Booker past. But yeah, give it a read. Let me know what your thoughts on it if you've read it, and yeah, follow along as I keep going through the Booker long list. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video, whatever it may be, because it's my channel and I can do whatever I want. Bye.
So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go, come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be.